Welcome along to Race for the Roster. Steven Caldwell is away this week, so it's Kevin Kilbane in the house to correct all of Stevie's mistakes, and believe me, there could be a few, so stay with us. But we'll kick off by getting into the headlines. Kyle Larin is back, making 2 appearances off the bench last week. His Feyenoord debut came in the Europa League, where he played 28 minutes, Larin hitting the post and had a goal called back for offside in his first game action since June the 29th. Elsewhere, Tani Oluwaseyi started and scored against Sevilla midweek. It was Tani's first La Liga goal, just 4 days after creating the match winner against Osasuna. Promise David just keeps on scoring, this time the match winner in the 63rd minute against Westerlo. He now has goals in 3 straight games and is tied for the league lead in scoring. And over in Italy, Ismail Kone opening his Serie A account with a brilliant goal against Udinese. Kone becomes just the 3rd Canadian to score in Serie A, following Tejon Buchanan and Jonathan David. And that takes us to the form tracker, which is an average score of each player's last 5 games. Promise David is Canada's most in-form striker at the moment, and concern continues to grow around Jonathan David, who was an unused sub for Juventus against Atalanta. He has started just 1 of Juve's last 4 games. So let's get to Canada's projected 11 from Steven Caldwell for the opening game of the World Cup. We'll see who he's got locked in, who he thinks is going to be in Jesse Marsch's squad come the summer, and then Kevin can tell us why Stevie has got it all wrong. So here's what Stevie currently has projected, Kev, and where is he wrong?
He's wrong immediately at the back. Den St. Clair out, Max Crepeau in, Nico Segur out, Ismail Kone in. Up front, Tani Oluwaseyi for Kyle Larin, and I'm going to lock somebody in, which will be Tejon Buchanan on the right-hand side. OK, so Tejon Buchanan has not been locked in yet by Steven Caldwell. We thought he might do it a couple of weeks ago, but instead, after leaving us on, he locked in Richie Larea in the left-back spot. Yeah. Why should Tejon be locked in, and why hasn't Stevie done it yet? Well, I think he's a certain starter on next week. And injury aside, I think he will absolutely start the game. I think his form that he's been taking across the course of the summer with Canada, he's taken that into the new season, the La Liga season with Villarreal, and the goals he's been scoring and creating, he's just been outstanding, Luke. So, in my opinion, he's an absolute certain lock. Yeah. OK, you're changing the goalkeeper, and there is a big question mark about that number 1 spot, really, even I think in Jesse Marsch's mind as well. Yeah. Stevie's gone with St. Clair. You're a Maxime Crepeau guy. Why is that? I've always been a Maxime Crepeau guy, you know that. I feel as though he's a better goalkeeper. I feel as though he's a calmer goalkeeper and better for the style of football that Jesse Marsch wants. So I'll go with Crepeau. It's still one that might come back to bite me, because Stevie will have me on that one, I'm sure. And it's such a 50-50 call, but I prefer Crepeau. How good has Nico Segur been, by the way, recently for Canada? Outstanding. And you're taking him out of the team? Well, because he's not going to play in the middle of the park, that's why. Right. Ismail Kone, you've already shown the goal that he scored at the weekend for Sassuolo. Ismail Kone, I think, is showing the form in the last month that we expect him to show, because we know how good he is. I think he'll get better with more games across the course of the season. I think in the next few weeks we might even be locking Ismail Kone in, let alone starting him. And the other one we need to talk about is your choice up top, because we've thought for a while it would be either Promise David, Tani Oluwaseyi, or Kyle Larin alongside Jonathan David. Stevie has Kyle Larin, but you think he's got that wrong as well? Well, it's not necessarily I see it wrong. It's wrong. It's Stevie's decision. Not right. It's not right in my eyes. But what I think with Oluwaseyi, I think certainly with the goal, not just the goal that he scored for Villarreal, I think he suits exactly what Jesse Marsch wants from the 11. He's the one that starts the press. He stretches defences, exactly what Jesse Marsch wants. He's perfect for a counter-attacking style. So if he improves on that goal-scoring record that he needs to, I think he will be a certain starter, yeah. OK, good stuff, Kev. So Stevie leaves for 1 week and you've destroyed his starting 11 and who he has locked in here. Crepeau in for St. Clair in goal, Tejon Buchanan locked in, Segur out and Kone in, and then up top, it's Tani Oluwaseyi coming in alongside Jonathan David in Kevin Kilbane's race for the roster this week. The key Canadians this week, Villarreal's Tejon Buchanan and Tani Oluwaseyi. On Wednesday, they host Jonathan David's Juventus in the Champions League. And then on the weekend, it's a trip to the Bernabeu to visit Kylian Mbappe and Real Madrid ahead of the international window. A massive game that you can catch on TSN.